On my first ever podcast, we will be talking about the energy system and its history in Philadelphia. Sounds interesting, right? Well, did you know that without the energy system, you wouldn't even be listening to this podcast? If you didn't know this before, you know now. Through the course of this podcast, you will be learning about different energy companies in Philadelphia, how the energy system works, what types of energy are used, and how other places judge Philadelphia. Now, let us begin. First, let's talk about Pico. Pico is a very important part of Philadelphia. In fact, you are probably using its energy right now. It supplies many people in Philadelphia with ample energy. It is also part of a very large company called Exelon. Exelon not only supplies Philadelphia with energy, it actually supplies a large portion of the nation with energy. Pico gets its energy by utilizing the sun's light and heat and through natural gas. Electricity in Philadelphia goes through a very simple system to get to homes and businesses so that those homes and businesses can have power. First, it is generated at the power plant using solar panels or by burning fossil fuels. Then, it is carried to high voltage transmission lines and to substation. When the electricity reaches the substation, the electricity voltage is lowered, and this allows it to travel further. Transformers, which are located above and below ground, reduce the voltage so that it can go into the houses and businesses. Then, the electricity is actually carried to those homes and businesses. The homes and businesses that have paid for and received the energy from the electric company are free to use this energy as they choose. Pico was founded in 1881. In 1923, it also started supplying New Jersey residents with electricity. It became a part of Exelon Corp when it merged with the company Unicom in 2000. During this year, it also received an Edison Award. Its peak load of energy was August 3rd, 2006, and it consisted of 8,932 megawatts. Solar energy started being used by Pico in 2015. Residential electric usage is 35% of Pico's delivery and 50% of its annual revenue. Now, Pico has 485,000 current natural gas customers and has 2,100 square miles of utility service. It currently has 2,300 employees. It also has 1,067 miles of high voltage transmission lines. Pico is not the only energy company in Philadelphia. One of the other energy companies is PES, or Philadelphia Energy Solutions. It does gas and oil refining. It usually processes about 335,000 barrels of crude oil a day and turns it into fuel. It is also the largest oil refining complex on the U.S. Eastern Seaboard. It was originally established as a bulk petroleum storage facility in 1866. However, it began refinery operations in 1870. It supplies oil as a form of energy to people all over Philadelphia, helping to power vehicles and other forms of machinery. Solar Terrain LLC is another company operating in Philadelphia. It works in solar energy and distributes and installs solar panels. It currently has 9 solar energy projects, 2 of which are not in Philadelphia. There are many more electric companies in Philadelphia, and most of them deal with solar energy. There are many different energy companies in Philadelphia. and many of them use different types of energy. A lot of them are solar, but there are also gas and oil companies. It's all just mostly solar, gas, and oil. People are always saying that energy should come from the sun, and people should stop using fossil fuels. But what they don't know is that making solar panels requires natural gas, and it also creates a lot of water and air pollution. This proceeds to kill fish and pigs. Either way, it's still energy, and we all just have to live with it, unfortunately. Back to the topic! Not that much wind power is used in Philadelphia, but there are some dams which will generate power. PECO uses natural gas, PES uses oil, and Solar Train LLC uses solar energy. Sadly, none of the companies are very environmentally friendly, and even if they say they are, they're not. In other unfortunate matters, there has been a budget crisis in Philadelphia. What does this have to do with energy, you may ask? There is currently a list of 4 targets to help with this problem, all 4 relating to energy. The 4 targets are to lower the city's government energy consumption by 30%, to reduce the citywide building energy consumption by 10%, to retrofit 15% of the housing stock with insulation, air sealing, and cool roofs, and to purchase and generate 20% of the electricity used in Philadelphia from alternative energy. These steps should save money, and they should also make Philly more green. Philadelphia's government is investing to make this work, so that Philly can be in better condition than it is now. Philly is ranked 14th out of 51 various cities in energy efficiency. It received a 7.5 out of 15 points after being judged in a countrywide ranking by the ACEEE, or the American Council for an Energy Efficient Economy. This ranking was from 2014, and I did not see a newer one, so a 2-year-old ranking will have to do. The ranking was based on a number of things, including energy and water utilities, transportation, building policies, government operations, and community-wide initiatives. We won't be talking about most of the topics now, or in the next part of this podcast. So, if you want to know more, I'll be saying the website's name in the acknowledgements. Back to the topic. It is good for Philadelphia to have this outside judgment. It provides constructive criticism towards Philly through an outside of Philadelphia source. For this, it seems Philly is a 7.5 on a scale to 15, which is a 50%, or a failing grade. It is a failing grade, until you realize it was ranked 14 out of 51, which is more than 50%. Therefore, it did proportionally better than a lot of other cities. It really all comes down to this. PECO is a huge gas and energy company in Philly that provides many people in Philly and New Jersey with energy. There are also other companies that provide other forms of energy. There are fossil fuels and sunlight used for energy in Philadelphia. Both of these still pollute the environment, so there isn't much real green energy. Philly's government is working out a plan to make Philly greener and to save money. Other countries judge us, but in the end, we're not too good, but we're still above average. As you can see, Philly has a huge energy system, and that system has so many companies that if PECO closed, we would still have power, just not as much. You can also see that we humans need to do a lot more to save our planet, because based on ACEEE's judgment, nobody is doing very well with their pollution. if everything was made with solar energy, we would probably be fine. But that is not the case. So, we just have to keep trying. In the meantime, you now know that our electricity does not come from the almighty Zeus. And you also know the process through which the electricity goes. So I hope you can use this information usefully later in life. This pretty much concludes the podcast, so let's just get right into the acknowledgements. All music that was played during this podcast was legal. It was also created by me. All sources were also completely legitimate and were all legal. They were pretty much just corporate and government sites. They include the following sites: solarphiladelphia.org, database.acee.org, /city/Philadelphia-PA, phila.gov/green/solar.html, phila.gov/green/greenworks/energy, exeloncorp.com/companies/pico, pico.com, and pes-companies.com. Acknowledgements. What to say. Yes! I would like to thank the editors of the websites that I went to, and their bosses, for making it easy for me to find the information that I needed to create this podcast. I would also like to thank you, the listener, for listening to me talk for 12 minutes. You can learn more about my topic at the websites of the things that I have talked about, that I listed earlier in this part of my podcast. Pico.com has quite a lot of info, pretty much all the information you might need on the topic. Well, I hope you enjoyed my podcast. See ya!